Welcome once again to the album show. We're joined by Mike Wall, who has an album that is really and utterly beautiful, and we can thoroughly recommend it. It's called A Time for Healing. Mike joins us all the way from, is it Seattle, Mike?
Just outside of Seattle, in Kirkland, Washington, yes.
There you go. Good evening to you and welcome to the show.
It's an honor to be on the show.
Thank you.
Give us a bit of an overview about the album in general, Time for Healing.
A Time for Healing, it's my second solo project, and it is, I guess, at the highest level, music intended for the healing arts, including healers, people that are doing self-healing. I use a lot of different sounds, including Native American flutes. I have a series of Tibetan singing bowls. I use guitars in various ways, plucked and with ebo for sustain effects, and then a variety of other things like chimes, and a whole palette of virtual instruments, keyboard-based virtual instruments from Middle East and from East Asia and, India and Asia and all around the world, really, and didgeridoos, so a variety of sounds, and really just try to combine them in flowing ways. I'm also a massage therapist, so it's very much kind of one of my primary goals is to create music that is ideal for the work that I do and that other therapists that I work with do. And at the core of everything I do is I'm a nature sound recordist as well. So I record the sounds of nature, and while they're not, this is not just a Nature Sounds album, they're very much a strong sort of muse in a lot of the work I do.
I know that the listeners are going to enjoy listening to this album because it does work and it does calm and relax you.
Well, thank you. I put a lot of work into that intention.
Tell us more about the first track on the album, Hope.
Sure. It's funny because there's so many elements to so many of these tracks. We'll see how well I can keep all of that correct. So what I tend to do is I tend to compose long-form pieces and then break them up so that they're a little bit shorter, but then they all stand alone, but then they connect together. So that's one reason when you listen to the CD, if you listen to it in order, it really flows, and you kind of like, did the music ever end,
Yeah.
But if you listen to the individual tracks, they all also have a story, a little story. So that's one of the things I do. That way, it's not ridiculous for trying to play on the radio. So if every track's over 15 minutes long, it becomes difficult.
Yeah.
Which is what I learned from my first CD, actually. So Hope is the first in kind of a little trilogy, and it lays the basic motifs down with Native American flutes, and actually primarily around the Native American flute, and acoustic electric guitars. The nature sounds in that track are from the temperate rainforest out here in our Olympic Peninsula in the States, off the part of Washington State.
Mm.
So there's rainforest sounds, there's dawn chorus, bird in the rainforest, and there's frogs, those sorts of things. But that sort of comes in. So that's fundamental to that track, I think. And Hope, Optimism. Originally, when I was working on the CD, my working title for the entire CD was Hope, until I eventually got to the end and kind of went back and figured out all the individual names for things. So
I also think of hope as an antidote to fear, and I just think that there's so much fear out in the world, and so many decisions that we make are based on fear. So hope wins over fear.